This video was created for educational purposes to shed light on what is going on in these prospective South American countries. Many men are traveling to these countries and are getting gringo priced, robbed, drugged, and some of which are not making it back to their home country alive. This content was created to help men move properly and stay safe while traveling abroad.
What's going on, everybody? Class is back in session. Welcome to Cartagena Sex Workers Uncensored 102. There are a lot of people who go, they don't know what to do, they don't know where to stay, they have no clue what clubs are open, what clubs are the best, what clubs are the worst, where to meet the women, how to deal with the women. There's just so much to go over. These breakdowns exist because when I went my first time, I thought to myself, what would I want to know? Right? If I never have been to Cartagena before, what would I want to know before I get there so that I can move properly through the city? Okay. You got to know how to move.
Gotta know how to move.
Moving properly in a country that you were not born in, that you were not from, a country that you only visit a few times a year. And then when you do visit, you're only there for a few days is key. You have to know how to navigate through Cartagena. And in this particular video, guys, in Cartagena 102, we're going to go over the updates, okay? What you need to know now that things have changed. Let's talk about why things have changed. I think it's important to talk about how we got here, right? Because just a year ago, right? Not even a year ago, let's say 8 to 9 months ago, everything was fine. Cartagena was rocking, guys. It was fun. You go to the Reloj at night. There's girls walking around everywhere. Delirium's open. Dolce Vita's open. Space is open. You could just have fun, okay? It was an enjoyable experience. Then everything came to a crash.
There's a new mayor, and he's starting off strong. Let's just jump into it. Mayor Dumek Turbe issued Decree 0003 of 2024, which contains several measures that aim to reestablish public order in the historic center of Cartagena, especially in what has to do with sex tourism, the practice of prostitution or similar activities in this area of public space of the historic center is suspended.
And there was a big ban on prostitution. There was a big ban on working women being able to walk around and go into certain nightclubs. A bunch of nightclubs shut down. How did we get here? Why did this happen? So I wholeheartedly believe that the ban of sex working women in Cartagena, Colombia was sparked off by a that happened on December 11th of 2023 of an Asian American citizen named Tor Jur Jung. He's from the United States. He was a comedian. He was well known. He was loved, and his family wanted justice. So this happened, and it caused a huge uproar, and it put the magnifying glass on the city of Medellin. In the midst of all of this happening, a few months later, another gentleman came down to Medellin, Colombia, who came down for the wrong things. This situation added even more fuel to the fire. But just like the old saying goes, guys, time heals all. And today, we got time.
Today I got time, cuz.
Over time, Cartagena has changed. The bans have been lifted. The curfews have been lifted. Everything is back to normal, to some degree. If I were going to give it like a percentage out of 100%, I would say it's at like 95%. Okay, it's not at 100. It's not like it was, but it's pretty much back to normal with some changes and some updates. YouTube continuously takes these videos off of their platform because they don't want you to know how to move. They want you to get robbed. They want you to get drugged, and they want you to get gringo priced. We don't. If you guys want to support the channel and see this video in its entirety, the full video, join our Patreon, patreon.com/mentuition. We have a free version that you guys can watch for 30 minutes. It's a free censored breakdown. Or you guys can sign up for the Patreon for $20 and you will unlock all the uncensored breakdowns that we have. Also, guys, we have a Discord. The Discord is free to join, and it's basically a group chat or a community where we all can talk about our travel experience. Make sure you guys join the Discord. The Discord link is also in the description below. One big change that I did notice, guys, was at the Reloj or the clock tower. There are a bunch of vendors selling souvenirs to tourists all throughout the day. Now, this is significant because I told you guys in Cartagena 101 that as the sun starts to go down, the sex working women come out. The difference between now and how it was a year ago is that the vendors don't go anywhere, okay? They're not leaving.
I'm not leaving.
Okay? They're going nowhere. So before, guys, when you would go to the Relo, the families, the couples that were locals there, they knew, okay, we know what's about to happen. We're about to get the out of here. Okay, time to go home. We don't want to see this. Let's just go home and eat dinner. It is extremely difficult to find places that will allow you to have guests, okay? So if you guys need help with that, you can book a consultation with us and we'll help you, but you really need to be digging through these Airbnbs to try to find out which ones are guest friendly. If you are uneasy about booking a guest friendly Airbnb for your trip to Cartagena, hit us up behind the scenes and book a consultation. If you are a Patreon member, we list all the places we've stayed in Cartagena in the description below, and all of them are guest friendly. Now, it may be subject to change, so you should still reach out to the host to make sure they are still guest friendly, but we list them all for our Patreon members. For those of you who aren't a member of our Patreon, join up and you'll get that information. So I get a lot of question about the ladies, about the beauties that are walking around, walking the beaches, walking the clock tower, walking around the walled city. I did see a few women that I recognized, but for the most part, it's a bunch of new women, which is crazy. And a reason for that, guys, could be, ever since the sex work ban, a lot of them gave up. Maybe they got regular jobs. Maybe they moved back home. Remember, a lot of the women are not from Cartagena that are working in the streets. They're from other parts of Colombia, and I would say a good 80 to 90% of them are Venezuelan. My experience with the women in Cartagena, Colombia has been great. Okay, I haven't really had any issues. However, there are some times where travelers go down there and issues happen with the ladies. The first one that comes to mind, guys, are those passport bros that went down there and started arguing and fighting with the working woman over $50.
Put her on Instagram. Put her on Instagram and YouTube telling her she's a scammer.
The worst thing you can have happen is for her to call the cops or call for help or to be screaming at the top of your lungs trying to get a woman out of your place.
Adios! 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 Don't touch me! Don't touch me!
So when you guys go down there, these are the kind of things that I hate hearing about, that I hate seeing, that shouldn't even be posted online. I need you guys to control your emotions and enjoy yourself and have a good time. So moving forward, one thing we did not go over in Cartagena 101 was day game or the girlfriend experience. Some of you guys don't like to go out to nightclubs, or you just want to hang out with some of the women during the day and you want to know how to do that in the easiest way possible. But there is and there could be an importance to hanging out with girls during the day. Okay. And there's many times where you end up doing it and you need to make sure you set it up properly. Okay. But I think some guys just want to go down there and they want to feel like they have a girl, right? They just want to have a chick hanging out with them a couple days in a row. They don't even want a bunch of different girls. Maybe they'll start off with, maybe their first 3 days, they switch up the girls each day. And their last 3 days, they find one that they really like and they just hang out with her for the rest of the time. Literally, they go to restaurants, they, go to, maybe an activity or whatever, maybe to a beach together, whatever it might be. So YouTube continuously takes these videos off of their platform because they don't want you to know how to move. They want you to get robbed. They want you to get drugged, and they want you to get gringo priced. We don't. If you guys want to support the channel and see this video in its entirety, the full video, join our Patreon, patreon.com/mentuition. We have a free version that you guys can watch for 30 minutes. It's a free censored breakdown. Or you guys can sign up for the Patreon for $20 and you will unlock all the uncensored breakdowns that we have. Also, guys, we have a Discord. The Discord is free to join, and it's basically a group chat or a community where we all can talk about our travel experience. Make sure you guys join the Discord. The Discord link is also in the description below. You're going to meet a lot of girls. So what you need to do is put a star next to the name of the girls that you find the most attractive when you add them to WhatsApp. So when The night ends or the night's winding down, you can start texting the girls. Hey, I'm going to the beach tomorrow, right? I'm going to the beach tomorrow at noon or at 1 p.m. and I'd like for you to come with me. Be at my place at 11:30. They'll either meet you there or you can have them come to your place and you can go there with them. You know, maybe you just have a girl that you like and you just want to hang out with her. I said like. Don't fall in love. I said like. Make sure you're chilling with a girl that you like, and for the short period of time that you're going to be there. Some of you guys, when I was down in Cartagena last, shout out to all the supporters. They were saying, hey man, thank you so much for the content. I'm not really into the whole going out. I'm too old. I don't want to be out at no nightclubs. I just want to meet women who are chill, maybe women who are older, or at least if they're not older, I want to have more of a girlfriend type of situation in the time that I'm down here. Okay, so we would call this GFE, or the girlfriend experience. And you guys can set this up, but you need to make sure you're vetting the girls properly. Now, I just want to list like my top things that you can do if you had like a girl with you or you want to like bring a girl out with you. They have these horse carriages, guys. You have to ride the horse carriage, okay? Get a nice, beautiful girl, take her around at nighttime. It's a really cool experience. Sometimes you can get some that speak English and Spanish so they can tell you about the monuments and some of the old buildings. Also, you can take her to a really nice restaurant. There are some really good restaurants in Cartagena. I'm talking Italian food, seafood. If you want to just do something like quick, there's some pizza places that are really good. I mean, I know that's fast food, but I mean, the food there a lot of times is like gourmet food. So, you can just take her on a nice, lunch or even dinner. What else? You can do, you could do any other activity like the mud pits and the ATVs, but that's not really like romantic. That's not stuff that you want to do with a female. I'd say the last and final thing you want to do with the ladies is the beach. Okay. Playa Hollywood. And that's going to take us to the next part of Cartagena 102. We're going to talk about the beach game, how to pick up girls on the beach, what to look out for, how much they're going to try to charge you for the beach chairs, for the umbrellas, for the drinks, for the food. I'm pretty much going to give you guys a rundown of everything I can think of how to have the best experience on the beach. The only beach that you need to be worried about if you want to deal with women in Cartagena is Playa Hollywood, aka Hollywood Beach. So this beach is about a 15 to 20 minute Uber ride from the walled city. If you're staying in Boca Grande or in El Laguito, it's probably only a 5 or 10 minute Uber ride, or you might even be so close that you can actually walk there. Hollywood Beach is open Monday through Sunday, but obviously the weekends are better. Saturday and Sunday are your key days, but you can still go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Just understand that those days are going to be light. It's not going to be as many people. There probably won't be as many women walking around on the weekdays, but you can still go and enjoy yourself. Once you guys get to this beach, you are most likely going to get bombarded by aggressive beach vendors trying to sell you chairs, umbrellas, drinks, food, Bluetooth speakers, beads, whatever they could try to sell you. They are going to keep coming up to you and asking you. As far as the ladies go at Hollywood Beach, there are women walking around everywhere. As soon as you sit down in your chair and you get your umbrella and your Bluetooth speaker, you can just sit back, relax, and watch the show pass you by. But if you see a girl that you like, you can wave her over to your prospective area. She'll sit down, talk to you. You can buy her a drink or buy her food if you want to. And if you don't want to, you can tell her to go. But once she sits down, you guys can talk about whatever you want to talk about. It's a very, very enjoyable experience. Now, I will say there is some overlap of some of the girls. So some of the girls, let's say you go to the beach on Thursday or Friday, right? Then you go again on Saturday or Sunday. You may see some of the same girls. You also may see some of the same girls out at some of the nightclubs. So if you go to Omnia or you go to Delirium, you might say, hey, I saw her on the beach the other day, right? A lot of the girls work the nightclubs at night and then they work the beach during the day. YouTube continuously takes these videos off of their platform because they don't want you to know how to move. They want you to get robbed. They want you to get drugged, and they want you to get gringo priced. We don't. If you guys want to support the channel and see this video in its entirety, the full video, join our Patreon, patreon.com/Mentuition. We have a free version that you guys can watch for 30 minutes. It's a free censored breakdown. Or you guys can sign up for the Patreon for $20 and you will unlock all the uncensored breakdowns that we have. Also, guys, we have a Discord. The Discord is free to join, and it's basically a group chat or a community where we all can talk about our travel experience. Make sure you guys join the Discord. The Discord link is also in the description below. The other thing to note is that a lot of the vendors that are on the beach, they know the girls. They're sort of in cahoots with the girls. So your vendor that sold you your chair or your umbrella, he may purposely tell a girl to come sit down next to you to try to entice you to spend more money. My experience with the females on the beach has been great. You know, we had some girls dancing and shaking ass one of the times we were on the beach on live stream, but we did have a lot of issues with the vendors. There was this one particular vendor who tried to rip us off for over $500. So we get to the beach, guys. We're having fun. We're having a good time. Girls are walking on by. You know, he's waving girls over to our section. We're waving girls over to our section. We had girls with us too. You know, they weren't there when we first got there, but, you know, we were just going around talking, mixing and mingling. And guys, we got the bill back from this guy. You know, this, guys, if you do the conversion for this, this is over $400 or $500 US. Shout out to our supporters. We had one of our channel supporters on the beach and he was like, yo, that's Mentuition, that's Steve, that's Al. Like, don't try to overcharge them. Like, what are you doing? Right. And he gave us a little bit of money back or whatever. But, you know, we took the money back and then we realized, like, hold on. Like, he owes us way more money back. Like, so we ended up having to text him. He met us at the Relo and basically gave us, like, I don't know, $100 or so back, maybe a little more. So let's talk about the nightlife. Okay, this is like the biggest topic everyone's been asking about. There's been a lot of closures of nightclubs. Some have opened up, some have not opened back up, or have opened up under different names. So we're going to go over that, guys, and give you guys the rundown of the nightlife, the nightclubs, you know, what to expect when you go out in Cartagena nowadays. Before we jump into the nightclubs, guys, let's just talk about the nightlife in general, the atmosphere that you're going to see when you're walking around Cartagena. As I mentioned before, now there are a lot more locals walking around the walled city. It just is what it is. I see a lot more vendors out at nighttime, and I'm not talking about vendors trying to sell you, you know, cigarettes and condoms. I'm talking about vendors actually trying to sell you souvenirs, right? Or there's a lot more concerts going on now at nighttime. They're trying to make it more family friendly, not just in the clock tower area, but, you know, everywhere. Okay, when you walk around, you're going to see couples. You're going to see older people, younger people. Before, guys, if you remember in Cartagena 101, literally there would be little 6-year-old, 7-year-old kids walking around asking you, do you want to buy a condom? Do you want to buy a honey pack? Do you want to buy cigarettes? You know, these you know, adults were using their children as a way to sell things, right? So one thing I do like about Cartagena now, guys, is those little kids, you don't really see them at nighttime. It's all grown folks. It's all adults walking around. I've heard of instances where you're walking with a girl, maybe a girl that you like or a girl that you picked up, and the cops will randomly do a strip search on her and sometimes even on you. Okay, they are checking for drugs there, guys. They're checking for Tusi, which is this pink thing they're selling there now, right? They're checking for all these things. And if you get caught with these things, guys, you could go to jail. You could be fined. You could be reprimanded. You might miss your flight. You guys have to be paying attention, man. Don't do hard drugs. Don't buy drugs from any of the people there. You know, if you're going to smoke some weed or something, you know, do it at your, you know, your Airbnb. Don't just be walking around with a bunch of stuff in your pocket because they are searching people, guys. So let's talk about the nightclubs, okay? Now, if you guys remember on the last breakdown, the 3 clubs that I recommended were Space, Delirium, and Dolce Vita, okay? Those were the 3 main clubs that you were supposed to go to back in the past, okay? Now that there has been a sex work suspension, a lot of those clubs were under fire, guys, okay? The mayor of Cartagena made a lot of these clubs shut down. You know, they basically put a lot of stress on them, and basically, you know, us tourists, right, us gringos not coming messed up business, okay? Because no one wanted to be there. There was nothing to do. Now that things are back open, there are new clubs, Okay, there is new management. Some of the clubs have opened up as restaurants. Let's talk about it, okay? YouTube continuously takes these videos off of their platform because they don't want you to know how to move. They want you to get robbed. They want you to get drugged, and they want you to get gringo priced. We don't. If you guys want to support the channel and see this video in its entirety, the full video, join our Patreon, patreon.com/mentuition. We have a free version that you guys can watch for 30 minutes. It's a free censored breakdown. Or you guys can sign up for the Patreon for $20 and you will unlock all the uncensored breakdowns that we have. Also, guys, we have a Discord. The Discord is free to join, and it's basically a group chat or a community where we all can talk about our travel experience. Make sure you guys join the Discord. The Discord link is also in the description below. So let's just start with the elephant in the room, okay? The first club that was shut down was the best club. It was the club that I recommended you guys go to. I said it was the top club in Cartagena, and that was Dolce Vita, okay? Now I know, guys, it sucks. It sucks that they shut down the best club ever, okay? But it is what it is, all right? So as you guys can see here, when me and International went to Cartagena, Dolce Vita was completely closed. There weren't any signs on the door, okay? There was nothing. Now it has opened up as a restaurant called Kona. This is the new restaurant, guys. It doesn't look like it's ever going to come back. Dolce Vita was one of the greatest clubs of all time that I've ever been to. But rest in peace to Dolce Vita, and hopefully the owners can come up with something new in the future. I'm not sure what kind of food Kona is going to serve, guys. You know, I haven't been there yet. You guys can go and check out the menu and let me know if it's good. Maybe you can bring a chica there that you guys are hanging out with. Maybe they'll open up something next door or not too far away from the walled city. It is what it is. So the next club on the list, guys, is Space, okay? And Space was one of those clubs that you would go to in between other clubs, meaning you would go to Delirium, then you check out Space, and then you leave Space and you go to like Dolce Vita or somewhere else, right? Like Space was never really my first choice, but it was a good club to go to sometimes, okay? Especially on the weekdays. So Space was one of the clubs that also shut down when we went to Cartagena, but it is now opened back up, and the new club name is called Omnia. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys. There is nothing different about this club. It looks exactly the same as it was when it was Space. They've changed absolutely nothing but the sign at the front of the door. When you walk in, it literally looks the same. Okay, there's no new VIPs, there's no new DJ booth, there's no new bar. They haven't knocked down any walls and expanded it. It's the same small club that it was before. That brings me to Delirium, aka Androgen. Now, if you guys remember Delirium, man, this was like one of my favorite clubs. Really, it did rival Dolce Vita. I'm just going to be honest. You know, if you liked the black girls, the dark-skinned Afro-Colombian chicks, this was the club to go to because they played a lot of hip-hop. They played a lot of Afro beats, dancehall, reggae. This was the spot to be if you wanted to see some nice, you know, Colombian, big booty, you know, black chicks, right? This was the spot. Now, there were other type of girls, you know, mixed in as well, of course. But I mean, the Afro, you know, Colombian girls really love to go to this particular bar. Welcome to Club Androgen, aka Delirium, aka Androgeno. Okay, when you hear androgeno, that's the way the Latinos pronounce it. So this is the smaller side of the club, guys. We would call this side Androgen, basically. There's Delirium signs everywhere, but I like to say the first little room that you walk into is Androgen, and then the larger club is the Delirium side. And of course, you guys have your classic honorary DJ booth VIP. And shout out to the DJs at Androgen. They let me play a few songs as well as International. We had a good time, man. We had the crowd rocking all night. But per usual, guys, on a packed night, the DJ booth VIP is the best VIP because it overlooks everybody. One other great thing about Androgen now, guys, is they actually serve food. They have a full kitchen. And surprisingly, guys, the food was really good. The kitchen and cafeteria area is a place you can go to get a break from the loud music. You can chill, have a bite to eat. And you know what? Sometimes you can just bring a girl in there and just talk to her. Sometimes you just don't want all that loud music in your ears. It's mostly going to be finger food, guys, like pizza and wings and french fries. But hey, look, anything cuts it when it's late at night, 2, 3 a.m., and you want something to eat. And as I said before, the food is not that bad. It's actually pretty good for what it's worth. I would charge you guys not to keep coming here over and over and over again because it's going to be the same girls, okay? A lot of the same girls go to the same clubs, and so you don't want to overdo Androgen. Make sure you guys are checking out other clubs. Androgen is lit, but it is away from the walled city, 15 minutes away. You have to catch an Uber or you have to use their shuttle. YouTube continuously takes these videos off of their platform because they don't want you to know how to move. They want you to get robbed. They want you to get drugged, and they want you to get gringo priced. We don't. If you guys want to support the channel and see this video in its entirety, the full video, join our Patreon, patreon.com/mentuition. We have a free version that you guys can watch for 30 minutes. It's a free censored breakdown. Or you guys can sign up for the Patreon for $20 and you will unlock all the uncensored breakdowns that we have. Also, guys, we have a Discord. The Discord is free to join, and it's basically a group chat or a community where we all can talk about our travel experience. Make sure you guys join the Discord. The Discord link is also in the description below.